Engineer Gold Mines is focused on the exploration and development of the historic high-grade Engineer Gold Mine situated 32 kilometers southwest of Atlan, British Columbia. Engineer Gold Mines is fully permitted for surface and underground exploration with the drill program now underway. Engineer Gold Mines Limited trades on the TSX Venture Exchange, symbol EAU. For more information, please visit us at engineergoldmines.com.
You're listening to HowStreet.com radio, available online at TalkDigitalNetwork.com. Welcome to HowStreet.com radio, the online source for market opinions. Here is Jim Goddard.
My guest is Sean Brodrick, senior editor at WeissRatings.com. Welcome back to the show, Sean.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
Sean, China is talking tough, saying it may restrict exports of rare earths to the U.S. How important are rare earths to any industrial country?
Well, in any of the new technologies, whether it's electric vehicles, fighter jets, rockets, missiles, phones, advanced electronics of any kind, we use rare earths. And so that is kind of a problem. There's approximately 417 kilograms of rare earths in every F-35 fighter jet. There's a lot less in an electric car. Nonetheless, there are some in every electric car. There are some in like every phone. And so, but last month we saw China's Ministry of Industry and Information Technology propose draft controls on the production and export of 17 rare earth minerals. Now, they may be doing it because they consume 80% of the world's supply, and they would like to, use more. They would like to be the people who make all the stuff we use. But we'll have to see how that goes, because I actually think this is a boost for the rare earth stocks in North America and Australia and stuff like that. This is a boost for them because they're already starting to get government money. That is money from the U.S. government to expand production or run new pilot plants or just do that kind of thing. This will make it more urgent. So I think this is actually quite bullish for small stocks you probably haven't heard of, which are in the rare earth industry in the rest of the Western world.
Yes, and Canada has a lot of rare earths. I think it's actually the largest supply, but we are just getting into the business. I think plants are being built in Saskatoon and Quebec.
Yeah, and those are important because right now there is rare earths mining in California, but we don't have any processing plants to actually process the stuff once it's mined. So it has to be shipped to China in order to be processed before it can either be used there or sent back.
Uranium, how's it doing?
I think it's doing great. The price isn't doing great yet. In fact, the price is back down, testing support at 30. Been on a downward slump this month. But we're starting to see the stocks heat up in a big way. In fact, I just added another one to Gold and Silver Trader. There aren't a lot listed in the U.S. There's more listed in Canada. There's many more listed in Australia. So there are some things out there, but really we are in a squeeze. This past year, the COVID-19 pandemic shut down a bunch of uranium mines, including big ones in Canada. And it just showed the world how tight the market can get. The reason that's important, because down the road, we can see the uranium mines will be shutting down anyway. They're reaching the end of the production of what resources they know they have. Now, they can either find more at those sites, or they can find maybe satellite deposits, or new mines have to open up. And so the squeeze from COVID-19 this summer, I think, really made people realize how urgent it is. Then, of course, you have the big long-term supply-demand squeeze. They expect uranium use around the world by all the utilities will rise something by, I think, 43% between now and 2035. So there's just a big up-ramp for demand and, just the stagnant supply, which was helped by the Japanese selling some of their stockpiles from plants they weren't going to restart up again. But now those plants they have left, they probably are going to be starting, so they won't be doing that. So this just puts a supply-demand squeeze. Now, you've seen rumors of supply-demand squeezes in uranium before that did not come to pass. And so that makes everybody hesitant about this. And I understand that because, I get pulled along with everyone else. That said, everyone's been burned so many times, that's actually kind of bullish because nobody's buying into anything with like eyes just glazed over with like expectations where things could go. And now people are thinking, well, is this a good bargain looking at what could happen over the next couple of years and stuff? So we're still very, very early stages in uranium. We have seen the stocks move up quite a bit over the past couple months, or at least the good ones. And so I think we could see more of that. Some like pullback would be too surprising, but definitely this could be a great year for uranium.
We'll have more with Sean Brodrick right after this.
Value from success, growth, and discovery. Golden Arrow Resources is a well-funded gold-copper exploration company with proven management and prospective properties in Chile, Argentina, and Paraguay. Golden Arrow trades on the Toronto Venture Exchange, symbol GRG, on Frankfurt, symbol G6A, and the OTCQB, symbol GARWF. For more information, visit us at goldenarrowresources.com or call Sean at 778-686-0135.
Media recognition from Bloomberg, Reuters, recycling trade publications, patented process for 100% recovery of critical metals, including cobalt, lithium, nickel, manganese, aluminum. American Manganese is focused on recycling lithium-ion batteries for electric vehicles. American Manganese trades on the TSX Venture, AMY, the US, AMYZF, and Frankfurt 2AM. For more information, visit AmericanManganeseInc.com or phone me, Larry Ray, at 778-574-4444.
Welcome back. We're speaking with Sean Brodrick. Sean, if there's a growth industry that's green and supplies jobs, what would you think it is?
Probably the cannabis industry, which saw record job growth gains in 2020 despite the pandemic. So we're just seeing more and more people work in this industry. Now, of course, part of it is that more and more states are legalizing it. In the U.S., we don't have federal legalization yet. You have that up in Canada. But we also have a lot more people. So as these states legalize one after another, more and more people are actually working into it. So it becomes a powerful force to fight against. It's hard for politicians to keep saying no to an industry that supplies jobs to their communities. We have seen some people try and actually block it. Idaho, I think, is trying to pass a constitutional amendment to stop marijuana legalization. Who knows why they've got that particular feather in their cap. But it's just an example of how things are rolling on. We are seeing the job growth. We are seeing these companies start to make money. We're seeing all sorts of good things happening in the marijuana industry space, and it's been great for the positions we hold.
Well, it's been legal in California and Washington now for so long. If there were detrimental effects from legalization, we would have seen them for quite some time.
Well, I'm sure you'll find some people who will say there is something wrong with it. It's just from a dollars and cents point of view. You can't really find anything to say against it. It's doing great business for our portfolios. And now we're in the merger and acquisition phase, right, with Afria taking over Tilray. My subscribers were in that one already. We cut out with a nice gain. So some people say you can buy it now. I'm looking for fresh things to buy, because by the time Wall Street actually catches on to something in this space, most of the big gains are gone. But there's plenty of these small stocks, especially the ones that are starting to make money, that really have huge upside potential.
We'll have more with Sean Brodrick right after this.
Avon Resources Limited is a gold exploration company with significant projects in British Columbia and the Yukon, trading on the TSX Venture Exchange, symbol ABN, and the OTCQB, symbol ABNAF. surrounded by world-class gold deposits and mines. Avon's 23,000 hectares Forest Kerr Gold Project is located in the heart of the Golden Triangle in northwestern BC. For more information, visit us at avonresources.com.
Don't miss out. Stay informed. Receive the HowStreet.com weekly recap with thought-provoking podcasts, radio, and articles delivered to your inbox. Sign up for the HowStreet.com weekly recap on our homepage at HowStreet.com.
Welcome back. We're speaking with Sean Brodrick. Sean, how are things going in the energy metals?
Well, in our portfolios, they're doing great. And I'm not just talking lithium, though lithium is doing fine. Copper, nickel, those are things that are used in like electric vehicles, so that kind of makes them energy metals. The rare earths are also used in electric vehicles. Energy metals might be a place for serious profit gains in this year. Just looking at what's been happening so far early, just a lot of money starting to be attracted to stocks that are very small. Now, they might be getting ahead of themselves. That's for sure. I mean, considering, what their profit potential is this year, you can see that maybe they're kind of bit up, but I don't think people are looking at just this year. They're looking at 3-5 years out. And that's why we're starting to see money rotate into this industry, because every single day we turn on the news, we find about another expansion of electric vehicles and stuff. Volkswagen just made an arrangement with some small company to help them roll out a new fleet of electric vehicle cars. Apple's into it now. Just all these different companies that are trying to get a piece of the action, because the writing is on the wall. Here in the U.S., what we do with the car market is really set by California, because it's the biggest car market in the U.S. So when they construct cars, they're really doing it to the California standards. Well, globally, China is the biggest car market. And China has set its own goals for how much of its market it wants to be electric vehicles, and that's pretty much all of them by, the next 10 years. So, not quite all, but close to it. So they call it new energy vehicles, which includes both pure electric vehicles and also ones that are hybrids as well. So if China's setting that kind of standard, then automakers around the world are adjusting to meet that, because they want to sell into the Chinese market. And, this is where this megatrend that I've been pounding the table about for quite some time becomes something that Wall Street pays attention to. When Wall Street finally pays attention to something, money starts to get thrown at it. So, this should be a good year for the electric vehicle space, but not only electric vehicles, also the battery makers, the battery metals, all the other different industries that feed into that big megatrend could do extraordinarily well this year.
And of course, one of our sponsors on this show, American Manganese, has developed a system so that they can recycle 100% of the cathode material in batteries, and that's always been a big concern. What do you do with these batteries after they burn out after 10 to 12 years?
That's an important point, and it is something that people should be paying attention to. Now, I know that particular stock. I know, in fact, your boss likes it quite a bit. It's been on a tear. I've been waiting for a pullback to see where it goes, but it keeps going up. It's trading, I think, just around $2. But just the run since late last year has been enormous. And this just shows, a small, tiny stock. These stocks aren't big enough to absorb all the money that investors want to throw at them. It's not just American Manganese. It's many of these small ones that are having trouble digesting the money that people want to put in these things. So definitely it's an exciting space to watch.
Sean, is there any more threat of the little guys, the Robin Hooders, deciding to take on more hedge funds who are shorting stocks?
I don't know. I mean, that's something I stay away from. It's entertaining to watch. I worry about people losing their life savings. one of the things that I try and teach in the publications that I manage is handling risk. You know, how do you handle risk? Even when we do things like opt-ins, we have a set entry price, we have profit targets, we have a place where we'll cut our losses and stuff like that. And I'm afraid that too many of these Robin Hooders are just so new at this, they are just really going to lose their shorts. I hope things work out for them. I try to avoid the stocks that are being talked up in Robinhood. They have talked about mine when I already own them. For example, First Majestic, which then sent all the, this huge run up, and then it came right back down. So, in the long run, it really doesn't affect us. But I hate to think about some poor Robinhooder who actually bought that thing at the peak and then watches everything, just completely dry up. So, that's the risk, which is that these people are inexperienced and they'll get burned at it. They aren't managing risk. You have to manage your risk because you have to be able to come back and play another day if things don't work out. So, best of luck to them, but I am trying to avoid anything that they currently get fascinated by.
Sean, thank you so much for chatting with us.
Thanks, I had a great time.
My guest is Sean Brodrick, Senior Editor at WeissRatings.com. If you have any questions for Sean or any of our other guests, you can send them to info@HowStreet.com. Our YouTube channel is Talk Digital Network. Find us on Twitter @HowStreet. We're also on Facebook. I'm Jim Goddard. Thank you for listening.
Comments made on HowStreet.com radio are an expression of opinion only and should not be construed in any matter whatsoever as recommendations to buy or sell any financial instrument at any time. Available online at TalkDigitalNetwork.com. HowStreet.com radio is a production of HowStreet Media Incorporated.